One of the main questions I get on a consistent basis is how much dividend income are all of my portfolios together producing on an ongoing monthly and annually basis. And also a lot of newer dividend investors want to know how I keep track of everything. Now this is definitely a good question, especially for someone like me that's been dividend investing for coming up on almost a decade now. With over 7 figures currently invested across multiple different portfolios on multiple different brokerages, like take this brokerage portfolio for example that currently has a value of around $542,000. Now the reason I, along with many of you, probably have different brokerages set up is not only because of the insurance cap, but on top of that a lot of these different brokerages offer different incentives to sign up for. Like for example, if you sign up for Webull, I think they used to give you like 5 free stocks. Robinhood the same thing, Public, etc, etc. And like a lot of you, I do have portfolios across many different brokerages because for me personally, I don't feel comfortable with leaving much more than say $500,000 in any given portfolio. But also, just like a lot of you, I did personally take advantage of a lot of those different incentives to sign up back in the day. Now in this video, we're going to go through exactly how I track all the dividends paid throughout my portfolios as of right now. And I want to talk about why I think this is so important, especially for newer dividend investors that are just getting started. So for those that maybe have not seen inside of a few of my portfolios, I want to show you guys just for some transparency, some of my biggest holdings, just for some fun. So this portfolio, as you see, currently has things like 1,000 shares of Apple stock, we have 930 shares of Realty Income, we have 1,000 shares of Verizon, and 671 shares of JPIE, just to name a few. Now throughout my different brokerages, it can get kind of confusing because I do have quite a bit of Realty Income in this specific portfolio, for example, but this is not all my shares of Realty Income because currently right now across my multiple portfolios, I currently have thousands of shares spread around. Now when it comes to tracking dividend on an ongoing basis, there are certain tools that a lot of these different brokerages offer. Like take TD Ameritrade for example, this right here is what they call their income estimator tool, and it shows you an ongoing estimated annual income amount depending on if you buy more shares, sell shares in your portfolio, etc. And this is a pretty cool tool. I use it quite often. You've probably even seen me show this throughout my videos in the past, but there are still a few flaws within this tool. Things like the fact that a lot of the dividend amounts per share are not all that accurate. So again, it's just an estimator tool, but honestly, I can't really complain. It's not all that bad. Now, I personally find tools like this extremely helpful because as dividend growth or income focused investors, on an ongoing basis, as you add a share or two here and there to your portfolio, it's very satisfying to see this number go up. And I remember a while ago, a different dividend investor, I don't remember who it was, but someone on YouTube or someone online was saying that that's the reason why they love dividend growth investing so much, is because even though within a strategy like this, there is so much delayed gratification involved, meaning that it takes a long time for you really to see some progress a lot of times, unless you of course have unlimited money to spend. But at the same time, with dividend income focused investing, every single time you buy a single share, let's say of Verizon stock, if you buy 1 share of Verizon stock, you're looking at a 66.5-cent dividend payment coming to you within the next quarter. And although that might seem small and a lot of people, especially non-dividend focused investors, don't really understand, for me personally and probably for a lot of you guys, you see that as super motivating. You see that as a small portion of maybe a future bill that dividend specifically is going to cover sometime down the road. And this has been really helpful for me and why I think it's vital to track your dividends on an ongoing basis, even if it's just estimated. But that still doesn't fix the bigger problem here, because for me specifically, along with a lot of you guys, you probably have 401ks or Roth IRAs or taxable brokerages throughout different platforms. And I was very keen on solving this problem to put all the holdings in one place, neatly packed all together. So without further ado, this is the inside of my brand new dividend tracker that I am going to be offering to you guys. Now, I'm definitely not the first investor to come up with their own dividend tracking spreadsheet or their own dividend tracking platform, but I will promise you guys one thing. This dividend tracker is going to solve the majority of the things you're looking for when it comes to dividend growth investing, and it's going to make things very simple, which is what I love. So this right here is a ton of positions throughout my multiple portfolios. This is the first time I've ever shown this on YouTube. Now, before we go any further, go to the first link in my description to grab yourself this dividend tracker along with my brand new dividend investing ebook. I promise you guys are going to find value from both of them. But as you can see throughout my current situation, out of all the positions that I've added so far to this dividend tracker, and stay tuned because I'm going to show you guys exactly how to use the dividend tracker. It's very simple. There's nothing complicated about it. It's going to give you the exact numbers that you need. But within all the positions throughout my portfolio that I've added so far, and like I said a second ago, keep in mind I still have to add some more. I have portfolios all over the place over the last decade, and I just got to what I could get to so far. But as of right now, I currently have around 50 different positions added, and we're looking at somewhere around $59,000 of total yearly dividends, or around $4,900 per month. Now, once I add every single position, I should be closer to like the $6,200 per month in total dividends. But of course, this is going to change on an ongoing basis as I add positions, move positions around, etc. And just a side note, stay tuned and subscribe because I will be adding all my positions in very soon once I find some time so you guys can see the final picture sometime at a later date. But this dividend tracker is really cool because basically right here in the ticker symbol column, you type in whatever ticker symbol you have in your portfolio. So for example, VZ is of course Verizon Communications. Then I inputted how many shares of Verizon I have across all my portfolios together. And again, I'm gonna have to double check because I think this is where I'm at right now, but just bear with me. Then you have to input your average cost across all your different portfolios, which for some of you, this might take a little bit of time, a little bit of math, but I promise you it's not all that hard. Then this tracker is going to automatically input the last closing cost as far as the last trading day. So this dividend tracker is going to keep things pretty optimal and pretty accurate. Then it's going to input the current dividend yield for Verizon, and of course your yield on cost is going to be automatically calculated. Now this is the fun part. It's going to give you the estimated annual income amount as far as dividends go, which is going to be very, very important. And then I also wanted to add in an estimated monthly amount. Because I can't speak for everyone, but for me personally, I really like looking at dividend income on a monthly basis as well as an annual basis. And then once you add in all your different positions, it's going to up here calculate the total monthly dividends and the total yearly dividends. And again, this is all just estimated, guys. It's not going to be 100% accurate most likely, but it is going to give you a good idea and it is going to be vital to track your progress moving forward. Now just do it on here and show you exactly how easy this is and how it works. Let's say right here we want to add in Pepsi stock. So let's say you own 5 shares of Pepsi, so you'll type in PEP, which is the ticker symbol for Pepsi. If you press tab, automatically it's going to input all the information. So it just automatically inputted that Pepsi is currently at $167 per share. You own it for $100 per share. So the dividend yield is 3.02%, but your yield on cost is much higher, 5.04%, which gives you a total yearly dividend amount of $25.22 or a monthly amount of around $2.10. Let's try another example. Let's say that you own shares of the SCHD ETF, my absolute favorite dividend growth ETF. So you type in SCHD, press tab, and then automatically the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF will populate. Let's say you own 5 shares of SCHD at an average cost of $70 per share. So with this, the most recent closing price is around $75.45. The current dividend yield is 3.7%, and the yield on cost is 3.99%. And with this, you're looking at a total yearly dividend amount of around $13.96 and around $1.16 per month if you were to divide it out. So this dividend tracker is going to be very, very important for you, once again, to track your progress. And again, even if you're starting with a small portfolio, let's say you just have 5 different positions and you're adding a share here and there on each position. This is going to be very, very important to track your progress. And I promise it's going to give you motivation to keep buying more shares and to keep working hard until you have a portfolio that even dwarfs mine, most likely in the future. Now, once again, if you guys want to grab this dividend tracker, it is the first link in my description. I will probably also be doing updates to this tracker. So I promise if you grab it right now, you will also receive all the future possible updates later on. But now I want to hear from you guys down below. If or if not, you are currently tracking your dividends on an ongoing basis, comment yes or no, and let me hear what your thoughts are on it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like on it and subscribe for more future content like this. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.